Before I read these words, I give thanks to the Great Spirit and to the ancestors and the grandmothers and grandfathers. This is family here, and it is such a pleasure to be able to say that this day has finally come. We are here because of the powerful spirits of the ancestors who've been prodding, pushing, agitating, and telling us, tell your story. Tell us who you are. Don't forget who you are. Hold your head up high. So many times people have been told, you're not Indian, you don't look like an Indian to me. But that's who we are. That's very much a part of who we are. There are so many stories within families who express the desire to be able to walk in a room and be accepted for who they are. This exhibit is very much a part of all the stories and all of the historical events that have, I guess, caused pain within the hearts of people who stand strong and say, this is who I am. I'll have to tell a personal story because I am a storyteller, so I wanted to share this with you. Many moons ago, a long time ago, back in the 50s, late 50s, when I was in elementary school, I'd had a wonderful summer. I spent time with my aunties in New Bedford and then went to Martha's Vineyard and spent 4 weeks there, and then towards the end of the summer went down to Narragansett to something called August meeting, and then back to school. So the first day of school, the teacher says, write about what you did, boys and girls. So I sat down and wrote about my summer and all the things that I had experienced. And when I stood up and I read my story, all my fellow students were like, yeah, wow, sounds like you had a good time. Well, when I sat down, the teacher walked over to me, firmly put her hand on my shoulder and said, it's not nice to tell stories like that. You know all the New England Indians are dead. Well, I was a very shy child, so I kind of slumped down in my seat. And of course, all my fellow students turned around and looked at me and snickered and laughed. When I went home, I told my mother about that. And my mother admonished me, saying, never let anybody tell you who you are. So the next day, my mother accompanied me to school and had a little talk with the principal and later on the teacher, and she was, of course, always very dignified about it. But they never forgot that, I'm sure, just like I never did. And that is one of the reasons why I have been sometimes driven to make sure that people know that we exist. And again, it is so good to be able to share this and to be a part of this, and to know that this is a beginning. And this will travel, and people will talk, and they'll debate, and they'll really start to expand this dialogue. Because this dialogue's been going on for a long time. It's been going on, I'd say, for hundreds of years. But now, here we are in 2009, with another opportunity, another moment where we can transform and really start to get things moving, where all of us can say, this is who I am. As I look around, this is like an indigenous circle, and I know you all have stories, and you all have memories of your family, and they've shared information with you. This is the time to write this information down, to pass it on, because we have generations of young people who need to know, who need to feel like it's okay to be who they are. We have a rich story, a rich heritage, and we don't want to lose it. I want to say thank you so much for the energy, and I know that things are going to really move forward in a good way.